the best heart he can.
Oh, he's so earnest.
Yeah, to try to like be good, even if he can't.
And speaking of like experience, that's actually like this is perfect because like I actually want to talk about your voice acting experiences and how you got to basically auditions, Genshin Impact. Basically, I have 3 questions here. What made you start your voice acting career? What do you how did you audition for Genshin? What was your big break? And 3 is, what made you realize, wow, I made it as an actor?
Okay, those are 3 big questions. So let's unpack that. So the first one was what got you into voice acting, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I saw The Little Mermaid, and I was like, that's all I want to do. I want to be a mermaid. Same. But you can't be a mermaid because they're not real, unfortunately. They're not?
No, they are.
Guys, how do I tell?
They're real.
No, they're real. I've seen them like by the bays.
This whole thing seems fishy.
What's the counter now?
I lost count really on guys.
The scales are in my favor. That's all you need to know.
Just keep swimming.
But actually, Aladdin for me.
So we're Disney babies. We're Disney babies.
But also, when I found out that Rob Paulson, who's a prolific voice actor, was the voice of Yatco and Pinky
Oh my
on
gosh.
the Animaniacs,
Yes.
and then also Raphael,
Yes.
my brother, was like running into the room, and was like, "Dude, you know this guy?" And then, no, and then it was like, "Oh, there's a person," and that was cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think all of us had some other career before
Yeah.
voice acting, so it took some time. But I mean, I'm glad we're all here now.
I am too.
So yeah, like you guys were inspired to become voice actors, even though like you kind of strayed off the path. I'm guessing because as you've mentioned, strict parents and immigrant parents and stuff like that. But you probably had that, forensic scientist, entrepreneur, and
General Schmuck, yes.
yeah, sweatiest gamer known to man. So,
but all of those experiences, I think, help us today because you can't not have a lived life.
Yeah.
If you want to be like an actor, like
Right.
you have to pull from every experience.
We
And
use
sometimes
everything.
Yeah, sometimes that's from theater and doing all that stuff, but just living life and remembering how those things make us
Absolutely.
feel, and because otherwise you're just an actor. You gotta think of all the other stuff.
You gotta touch grass.
That's
man.
right.
No.
No, touch it. Touch the grass.
Touch the grass.
no, I don't
Play
stay
a
in
lot
my
of
basement. I want to stay in my room and play video games all day. But also, yeah. So that being said, like, what was the jumping point for you guys? What did you think was like the jumping point that made you think, I want to do this like all day? Like from when you realized, for example, Ratana, 12 years ago, 11 years ago, that's when you made the
A
jump?
little over 11 years ago?
Yeah, so you decided, I'm gonna pursue this freelancing stuff full time.
I took a class, encouraged by a very good friend of mine who's also a voice actor, and I took a class and I realized I didn't suck, and I really liked it. And then I was like, okay, let me take another one, and another one, and another one, and y'all, it's better than drugs.
If you guys are taking a video of this, let's cut that out.
Don't-
It's better than.
I'm not saying do drugs. I'm saying it's better than any, it's just the best feeling. To
It's
know that
true,
you can perform at that level and be 100% committed and people believe you and you believe you. Like, what a wonderful feeling to know that you are capable of that kind of a thing, right? So that's kind of how I was like, I have to do this. There is no not doing this. I have to
you
do
can't
this.
not do it.
Yeah.
That's what one of my mentors said to me. He was like, "You're gonna be fine because you can't not do this."
Yeah.
Even though it took some time from that point
Absolutely.
when I heard that, it's like, yeah, it's right.
Right.
I can't.
Yep, and I've had friends, because we come from, business, corporate things, I've had friends who say, okay, so when are you going to quit? When do you know you're going to exit? What is exit? I'm going to die. I'm going to die doing this.
Exit life.
Yeah.
And you talked about your mentors, and I know that you kind of started later than Anne and Ratana in the sense. If I remember correctly, in one of the panels that you have done before, you mentioned that you started around 2018.
Yeah, like the end of 2018, I started doing more workshops again, and really put everything into it. Like I dipped my toes in at 2015, and then kind of didn't commit, and then I committed in 2019 and
Yeah.
really went for it.
And that was like stalking your Instagram too.
Good.
For business reasons. For business reasons.
There's not much on there.
So, like I noticed you were also like doing machinima fan works and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I, that's what I started doing. Like 2017, I was doing like YouTube terrible content. It's fun. But you know,
Like, follow, and subscribe, y'all.
Hey.
don't But I mean, that was exercise. That was playing, you know,
Yeah.
and like trying just to do something for myself that I could be proud of. And then I was like, okay, now I can look at the more professional route because I have access to that, you know, by meeting people and whatnot.
So I have a question for all three of you. Which, since you guys have been formally trained in a sense, if people here, I'm pretty sure some people here have considered wanting to become a voice actor. Has that
Who wants to
like,
be a voice actor?
Yeah.
Raise your hands. Keep it
oh,
high.
great. Keep those hands up, because like, I actually am wondering, like, what do you think is, if they were to choose a workshop to like really learn from, what would be like that kind of workshop? That would
There is no one.
There
The,
is
the
no
one that you can get.
Yeah, the one that you can get to the
Absolutely.
one at the time.
I would say try to not like. There are some people who are like, yeah, I'm a great voice actor. Just come on, whatever. Like, you know, like do a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, ultimately, if you can learn to act, that's the most.
That's-
important
Absolutely.
thing. It doesn't have to be specifically voice actor.
Yeah.
Just acting classes.
Just
Yeah.
acting
Acting
classes.
classes, period,
Right.
are going to be so helpful.
Like
And
if you've
I
done nothing at all, like
Right.
any type of acting. Obviously, like at some point you should learn some mic technique and all that. But like that tech stuff isn't
Right, and
really as
figure
important.
out if you like it, because
Yeah.
you might get up there and be like, nope, not for me. I'm just gonna stick to my games. It's great. It's fine.
Yeah.
I saw someone post something. They're like, "How to be a voice actor? First step: buy a bunch of professional equipment." And I was
Oh.
like, "No, don't do that."
That's a good way to waste some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genuinely, you can record stuff on your phone, and the quality of a microphone on that is good enough to listen to and judge
And learn
yourself
from, yeah.
and learn from.
Yeah,
Take your time. There are
Yeah.
steps.
absolutely.
You're not gonna jump right into like professional work anyway. So why buy the professional equipment before you're
Yeah, don't do
ready?
that.
Absolutely. Start where you are with what you got. And I will tell you this, if you're budget conscious and you don't have a whole lot of money to get started with, start with an improv class.
Yes.
And I will tell you why. Improv is one of the best skills that nobody ever tells you to have. When you were born, nobody gave you a script for your life. You're constantly making it up as you go along. We are all making it up as we go along.
She's
Improv,
making up this answer as
I
she goes
am.
along.
Yes, that is correct. That's
Yes, and.
absolutely the correct answer.
Improv teaches you to listen. It teaches you to brainstorm. It teaches you to use your imagination to its absolute fullest top of your intelligence ability. And it will help you in your day job. It will help you in
In your life.
presentation, in your life. It will help you in your relationships. And it will help you be a better actor.
Yeah. It teaches you to make decisions.
Yes.
To make quick decisions
Quick
on the fly.
choices.
And to be loose.
Yes.
Because you can't just only be stuck with the pre-planned idea because something unexpected will happen.
Absolutely.
You are going to get redirected. And
Absolutely.
if you brought something and the director wanted something else, if you can't like shift over and do that, you're not gonna get hired back.
Yeah. We want you to get hired back.
Exactly.
I want to be hired back.
Absolutely.
I'd hire you back.
I would hire you back.
I felt that. I want to be hired back too. But yeah, like also like with this kind of like, since you guys are talking about hiring and stuff and like now that's already like put out there. What kind of tips can you give, like, since voice acting is a freelance profession? What kind of tips can you give aspiring voice actors, those that have put their foot at the door, but they don't necessarily know their own value yet? What can you tell them? And what do you think is like the best words of wisdom that you can give them once they start with that? Once they start, going into like the freelance world and voice acting.
You never stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
You're always learning from every, like there have been professional jobs that like I was at the same studio for like 6 months and then I'm on another project with a new like show and I learned something from
Brand
that
new.
experience because it
Oh,
was
yeah.
a completely
Yeah.
different type of character that I'm not like,
Yep.
maybe it's something I didn't
New
want to
director,
do,
new way of process, yeah.
Exactly. And then learning how to communicate,
Mhm.
like that stuff, like it takes time, but like you have to always keep an open mind to learn.
Absolutely.
Patience. Patience is one of the hardest things for us to practice, but it is one of the most important things for us to remember.
This is a long game. There's no such thing as an overnight success.
It's a career.
It's a career, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
I get a question from a lot of my students. They want to know, like, how do I become more confident as an actor? And I will tell you, this is the secret. Listen in. Competence. Build your competence, and you will get confidence.
Give yourself a reason to be confident.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're doing. Because if you just throw yourself at it, you might be good, but you don't know. And just keep doing.
But you gotta do the reps. You gotta, just like a basketball player is practicing their layups, their foul shots, all that stuff. You make it muscle memory. You make it set it and forget it. And the next thing you know, you're the Raiden freaking Shogun. You're Gorou.
You're Yae Miko.
I'm who?
Right here, right now.
Oh God, where is she?
Speaking of confidence, is anybody here confident to ask our panelists some questions themselves?
Yeah, that workshop.
Yes.
Great. Admittedly, we were supposed to screen these questions, but I kind of want to go up to you. Come here. Come. What kind of question do you want to ask them? Everyone out here, you guys can start lining up now. If you guys want to ask some questions.
Hello, I am
Hi.
Ed.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask because people probably are always asking about what's your most memorable big role, right? Raiden Shogun and Gorou and Yae Miko. What I want to know is there any small role that you have done that's really memorable for you? Just a context, right? I always see at the end of movies, right? You see actors being credited as neighbor number 2 or rude classmate, and I know that Cory also voices Draft, and
Yes.
and voices a lot of other minor characters in Genshin Impact. So I just want to know if there are any those small bits, those small characters that really struck a chord in your career.
The beginning of everyone's career is done doing Walla,
Exactly.
doing small roles
Yeah.
just like that. I mean, literally, those are
one or two
those are
lines.
the paychecks that keep you
Right?
going at the beginning of your career, man. And even now, I love going in and just
Absolutely.
doing
Those
small
are the
roles.
most free because you just get to be whatever, and then next scene be a different guy.
Yeah.
Next scene be a different guy.
It's so much fun, and it's totally free, and this is also where your improv skills will help you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because they don't give you a script.
They just throw it at you.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's so many examples of things that I love there. It's hard to narrow down.
Yeah.
I'll start because in Genshin I started as NPCs, so this TCG event is one of my favorite things that I've ever recorded because I got my hat trick in. I got to be Giraffe, and I got to be Huffman, and I got to be Gorou. They're all somewhere. Who knows?
I saw the hat trick.
But and it's so amazing to be all 3 of those. I'm also the Electro Abyss Lector, if anyone fights that But my other favorite thing was an entire 2.5-hour session. It was supposed to be 2 hours. We extended it because we needed more. In the anime Kingdom, I'm a douche in that show. But they were like, Cory, we need more troops to die. So, the entire time it's ugh! And it's literally, I was doing that for every single cue that entire session. Just, Cory, we gotta get you dead more. I know.
The credit says "Death" by Cory.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Charge! That's just the whole time. So that was great.
Fun fact, I dubbed a lot of telenovelas from Spanish to English, many, many hours. And there was one role, and I wish I remember her name, but she was not a nice lady. And she basically tried to shiv her daughter-in-law in prison. And then she was in a coma or in some kind of bad way in the hospital. And so the whole time I just spent 20 minutes I'm gonna kill you, just chasing all of that. And it was the best. And afterwards, I was hyperventilating, and the director was like, "Do you need a minute?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a little dizzy."
This is the scariest thing you could ever tell Gorou. I'm gonna kill you, whispering. Come on.
I'm gonna get you. I got to work on Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I played I have additional voices. I'm literally like 15 or 20 additional voices, but there is a mission where you have to go find a bunch of kids around town. And they're from like an orphanage. I'm a boy and a girl in that you find.
Yes!
You find me twice in that quest. And I'm also in Crisis Core Reunion as a few characters. And my favorite one is the Angel fan. Because she has a whole arc, you just keep coming back to her, and she's moved on. She's you see her like as a terrible mother, and then she's like part of the fan club, and then after stuff happens, then she's like just dealing with life stuff. Poor Angel.
Some of those long games though, they'll have that like weird nameless NPC, and then like in future content they'll come back.
Yeah.
Like, that would be in Lost Ark. They made like a whole thing off one of my characters that said like one line. I was like, sweet, I love paychecks.
It was super memorable.
Yes, I don't remember his name though.
Who?
Yeah.
There
I thought that was your line.
Who?
Was that good enough for you? That was great. Okay. Okay, how about, okay, you want to ask a question? All right, hit me with it.
Okay, so you mentioned the TCG event earlier, so I kind of wanted to ask real quick, since all three of your main characters in Genshin were present for the event, how was the experience? I'm curious.
Well, I was excited that I got to do the card event.
Yeah.
She's a card now! Yeah! I literally haven't played it yet, so I'm really excited to eventually play it and see my own character's card and everything. Yeah.
I'm a great card. My back says draw 2 cards for 1 dice. It's awesome. That's my but like I said, it's been a really great experience, and I just love the TCG stuff. I'm still very jealous that Alejandro got to say it's time to duel.
That's pretty freaking cool.
As a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, like he is too, so he deserves it, and that's fine. I'm not resentful at all. But
I
yeah.
mean, his character specifically, he loves the game, so it makes sense.
No, I know. I get it.
You can still be jealous, it's okay.
It's fine. It's okay.
So you can always you can always say it now if you want.
It's time to. No, I'm not gonna go the whole.
Oh, okay.
Duel.
Yeah.
So anyone else here? Okay, come here.
Hi, I'm just curious because I was born as half Filipino, half Chinese, so I'd like to know since Asian parents have these expectations that you have to be a doctor or a lawyer or those scientific technical courses. So for you, I just want to know how your parents or relatives were able to accept your since we are in the artist creative career, so I'd like to know how was it with telling them that this is your career, or how did you how did they accept it?
It took time. Look, my parents always encouraged me to take singing lessons, take piano lessons. I was on the drama club.
Piano's
I
a
did all the
technical
music.
skill to Asians, though. It's not a creative one.
Yeah.
But when I was going to college, I was like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go be a doctor. So I have a biomedical engineering degree. But then I was like, I want to go to acting school.
She's really smart.
I'm kind of smart.
And so modest.
Just a little bit. But then I have an MFA in acting, and convincing my parents that it was okay for me to go to grad school for acting was really just me telling them I was gonna do it, and then telling them I was gonna figure out how to pay it back later. Look, it's about communication. You gotta be able to it's a give and take.
Direct and forceful, apparently.
Yeah, and at some point you just, if you ask me, for me, it was just about me telling them I'm gonna be fine. I know how to do it, I can take care of myself, and I did it. It took a long time to get to this point. I think I started voice acting in 2011, but I was day jobbing the entire time. And it was just, my parents would always ask me, so when are you gonna go back to med school?
Yeah.
So when are you gonna go back to med school?
My mom was still waiting for me to get a day job for many, many
Yeah.
years. I told her when I was 17, I want to go to Broadway and be an actor. I want to be a triple threat, and she said, over my dead body. So I got a few degrees. I have 2 bachelors of arts in business and advertising.
Hello.
I got an MBA. I had a career in marketing. And then I said, I've checked all the good little Asian girl boxes.
Yeah.
It's my turn.
It's time.
Exactly.
But it was the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I know they worry, I know she's gonna worry, but I'm just gonna tell her, you know what? I got this. I'm smart. You raised a smart girl. We're good.
Exactly.
They're amazing with how much they've studied, and it's really incredible. And I dropped out of community college, so that's
Because he
good.
followed his
Because
goal.
I went to film school after that. But even so, my parents actually, I'm third generation, so my parents are pretty American actually. So like my mom even, she did like local commercials. She loved acting, so
That's
she's.
awesome.
I think she's actually really proud.
So you're in the family business.
Sure. Don't turn me into a nepo baby. I don't have that much privilege. Okay. But like, I think that my parents have actually always been really proud that I was able to do this, and my like grandparents and parents paved the way for me to be able to make that choice, and I think they believed strongly in the concept of the American dream, or whatever that means for everyone, just like setting up for your future family and providing for them so they can make a choice, and so I'm very thankful for that. I really don't get much pressure from them, other than to, eat.
Kind of
You're too skinny.
You're too skinny.
You're too skinny. Kind of jealous of the fact that, there's no pressure for you. But also, hello, fellow non-degree owner. Yes!
Look, you guys weren't in massive amounts of debt, so good job.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah. Grad school's expensive, guys.
Right?
It's not for everyone.
No.
I think we have space for one more question. So, any of you guys?
Get a good one.
Maybe a good one? All right, I see the gentleman in the back. Okay. Come here.
No pressure.
That's so much pressure, I can see that. Hi, I'm Ryan.
Hi.
Hi, I'm from actually Cali. And,
Hey.
Welcome.
What's up?
And I'm actually starting to do voice acting as well. And
Wonderful.
I have this one question, but when you finally decided to pursue voice acting, how do you start getting connections to auditions, other voice actors or companies to pursue that career?
I mean, it's part connections, like networking. There are sites like, okay, you're in Cali, so like Actors Access, LA Casting Frontier, like there are casting websites, primarily for like on-camera stuff, but they do voiceover as well.
Yeah.
And I've booked voiceover gigs from
Same.
them. You're just looking for anywhere that has listings. Casting Call Club, Kira Buckland runs it.
Right.
It's a Discord. Go there. It's a great community. They also do auditions. They have like a good place for you to like ask more questions like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remember, we said it earlier, it's a long game. So when you first start out, you're not going to have a lot of connections. But if you get to know all of the people in your class, that's 9 people that you know maybe, right? And then you take another class and that's another 9 or 10 people. And you keep going, and pretty soon you know 100 people, right? It just takes time.
The most important thing for any class is to not think about the connections and the networking, and to be genuine about your journey of learning about acting, because not only will people notice that, but you have to stay true to your soul. If you're lying and like, I'm just here to make connections and get something out of someone, no one's gonna respect that relationship.
Yeah.
You just have to be, honestly, like voice acting, there's not space for people who are fake and who are just like, they just don't last long. Like, it's just true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Right, so that's all the time we have for today. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm pretty sure you guys wanted to hear more from the 3 of them, but they'll be back. They'll be back in separate
We'll be at our
episodes.
tables all
We'll be
day.
at our tables all
You
day
wanna
long.
come say hi,
Come
ask
say.
us a question, come
Yeah.
get an autograph, all the above.
And I want to say I learned one other thing in like Filipino, like the dog sounds that y'all make are different from the ones in the U.S. So like we have like our borks and our woofs and that, but I've been told it's like ow ow.
Yes.
So like that's important for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know
For
why
some
that's
reason.
relevant for me.
Yeah. Okay, we have 1 minute left, so you can plug whatever you want here. Where are we going to see you in here for the rest of the days, for the rest of the weekend here in Conquest? That camera, that camera, that camera. Can you tell the audience?
Hey, we're gonna be at our tables at the Quest Market all weekend long, unless we're at a panel.
Or a meet and greet.
Or a meet and greet.
Yes. And then tomorrow, you and I and Adam have a meet zone here next
Somewhere.
door. And
Very
then,
close.
yes, and then we have a voice actor panel on Sunday.
I don't remember what time it is.
But it's in the schedule.
It's in the schedule.
Yeah.
What about Cory?
I think my meet and greet starts in like an hour, like wherever that is, very close to here. And
That's very
then
popular.
no, because I'm a schmuck. I'm a Sean though.
A popular schmuck.
Schmuck is cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I think I have a panel at the same time, 11, and it's about like niche games and
Niche games,
streaming. Yeah, and I'm like, I guess I do that.
All right, give it a round of applause, everyone. And Yatco, Ratana, Cory Yee, thank you so much.
Thank you.